Let me give you a response from a humanitarian angle. Now, I would like to mention what we have at our disposal from this perspective, which is called the EU Civil Protection Mechanism. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. Now, for the immediate response, countries affected by natural disasters can request EU support through the EU Civil Protection Mechanism. It is always for the authorities of the country affected to make an official request for assistance. The Commission ensures a strong and efficient coordination role, helping channel offers of assistance from participating states and co-finances the transport of help. The assistance can consist of, for example, aircraft for forest fires, as well as experts and supporting intervention teams. The European Commission offers to co-finance transport costs to countries offering support through the Civil Protection Mechanism. Since its launch in 2001, the EU Civil Protection Mechanism has monitored over 400 disasters and has received almost 300 requests for assistance. Now, that's in generic terms about the EU Civil Protection Mechanism. Now, let me offer you some additional specific points which could be relevant in the context of the coronavirus. Now, as Dana has said, the EU's Emergency Response Coordination Center, the ERCC, is discussing with member states actions for emergency response, including the use of the EU Civil Protection Mechanism, if requested by one of our member states. If the mechanism is activated, the ERCC can, via the member states, provide assistance. For example, the mechanism can provide logistical support to transport vaccines and medical equipment between member states. The mechanism can also facilitate the transport of specialized equipment for screening of the virus, such as thermal imaging cameras. And more importantly, the mechanism can also be used for the repatriation of EU nationals from China.
Thank you, Balázs. And as I said at the beginning, the College will be discussing this tomorrow based on information provided by the relevant commissioners, Lenarčič and Kyriakides. And there will also be a press conference where we can explain you at length the state of preparedness that we have. But you had a follow-up question.
So, if I understand that correctly, at this point there are no decisions on whether to evacuate any European citizens, or it all needs to be discussed in the future, right?
You're correct. Absolutely right.
Thanks.
This doesn't prevent national actions of possible evacuation of nationals, which we are aware of, including such actions from France and, I believe, the UK, but not EU involvement at this stage. Thank you very much. Any other questions for Balázs? Oh, sorry, I see you now. Glasses would help.
Susana Freixas, SIC Portugal. I didn't get it, but you were talking about this possibility of evacuation, and I know that the Portuguese government is trying to organize something with other countries, but I would like to understand if you have specific requests from specific countries. Thank you.
Yeah, as I have said, at this point in time, we have no specific request from any member states.
Thank you. Any more questions for Balázs? No? Thank you. Any other questions that you would want to ask today? Not at this stage, so thank you very much and have a good afternoon.